Today, in occupied Palestine, a strange and important scene is taking place. Thousands of trees are being planted intensively around the Israeli settlements, but these are not ordinary trees. Rather, they are the Gharqad tree. Yes, the Gharqad tree. Today, Jews are spending millions of dollars to plant it everywhere, around their homes, on the borders of their settlements, and even in their gardens. Some might think this is just an environmental project, but the truth is much more dangerous. Because this tree was mentioned by name in a Hadith more than 1400 years ago. A Hadith that reveals a wondrous secret about a major battle that will take place at the end of time. So, what is this tree? Why are the Jews planting it extensively today? And are we witnessing one of the major signs of the hour that has begun to materialize? Don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing to the channel, and pray for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, so that we can gain good deeds together. Imam Muslim, may Allah have mercy on him, narrated in his Sahih that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The hour will not come until the Muslims fight the Jews. A Jew will hide behind a rock or a tree, and the rock or tree will say, 'O Muslim, O servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him, except for the Gharqad tree, for it is one of the trees of the Jews.'" This hadith is clear and explicit. It speaks of a great battle between the Muslims and the Jews at the end of time and mentions that all the trees and stones will side with the Muslims except for one tree, the Gharqad tree, which will side with the Jews and will not speak out against them. So, what is the secret of this tree? And why did the Prophet single it out and attribute it to the Jews? Did he know that the Jews would be interested in it 14 centuries later? Let's first learn about the Gharqad itself. The Gharqad is an evergreen thorny shrub that belongs to the citrus family. It grows in desert areas and is known for its dense, tangled branches full of thorns that make it difficult to pass through or see behind. It can reach a height of up to 4 meters, and its roots are strong and extend deep underground for many years. This tree can withstand drought and extreme heat, which makes it ideal for growing in hot and dry climates like those found in parts of North Africa and the Middle East. The Gharqad tree has been used for centuries as a natural hedge around homes and farms because it provides natural protection thanks to its sharp thorns and dense leaves. It is also believed that the tree has some medicinal properties and has been used to treat various ailments, including stomach problems, skin conditions, and respiratory infections. In recent years, the tree has gained popularity among environmentalists who believe that it can play an important role in combating desertification and soil erosion. It grows quickly and can survive in harsh conditions, making it an ideal candidate for use in reforestation projects. However, the use of the Gharqad tree has not been limited to practical applications. It also holds cultural and religious significance in some societies. For example, in some Arab countries, the tree is believed to be a symbol of strength and endurance, while in others, it is associated with wisdom and longevity. Despite its many benefits, the Gharqad tree can also pose some challenges. Its thorns can be a nuisance, and its dense foliage can make it difficult to harvest fruits. Additionally, the tree can be invasive in some areas and can become a problem if it grows out of control. But here we have a very important point. The Gharqad tree has a prominent role in the Jewish religion, and it is considered one of the holiest trees in their faith. In ancient Jewish texts, there are vague references to a tree that would protect them at the end of time. Some Jewish scholars believe that this tree is the Gharqad tree, which they believe will protect them on the day when they are surrounded by their enemies. They base this belief on a verse in the book of Deuteronomy, which says, "A nation that has been saved by the Lord, and the Lord will save them again in the future." Some believe that this salvation includes physical safety and protection from harm, and that the tree referred to in the verse is the Gharqad tree. Others believe that the Gharqad tree is mentioned in the Jewish apocalyptic literature, where it is described as a tree that will spring up in the desert and bear fruit for the righteous. But why did the Gharqad tree get this great importance in Judaism? We find part of the answer in the nature of this tree itself. As we mentioned earlier, the Gharqad tree has thorny branches that grow in a way that makes it difficult to pass through or see behind them. This makes it an ideal natural barrier or cover in times of war and persecution. This is in line with the Jewish tradition that sees the Gharqad tree as a symbol of strength and endurance in the face of persecution. But there is more to the story. The Gharqad tree is also mentioned in the context of the Messianic age in Jewish literature. It is said that during the Messianic age, the tree will flourish and become a prominent feature of the landscape in Israel. This is in line with the Jewish belief that the Messianic age will be a time of peace and prosperity. If we look at the current situation in the occupied Palestinian territories, we find that the Israelis are currently planting the Gharqad tree in large numbers in areas around the settlements. This leads us to ask, are the Jews doing this simply because they consider it an environmentally friendly project? Or is there a deeper meaning behind it? It is likely that both aspects are true. On the one hand, the Jews may genuinely believe that the tree is a symbol of their faith and identity. On the other hand, it may also be true that the tree has some practical benefits, such as helping to combat desertification. However, it seems that the spiritual aspect is more important to them because the tree has a deep religious meaning for the Jews. This is evident in the fact that they are planting the tree in areas close to the settlements and around military bases, which suggests that they are preparing for a future conflict that they expect to occur in these areas. But why do they need a tree for this purpose? Wouldn't it be better for them to build fortifications or other defensive structures? The answer lies in the nature of the conflict that the Jews expect to face. According to their beliefs, the war that awaits them will be a war with all the nations of the world, including the Muslims. In this war, they believe that they will be surrounded by their enemies on all sides. In this scenario, the Gharqad tree becomes an important tool for survival because its thorny branches can form a natural barrier that protects them from external attacks. The tree's dense foliage can also help to conceal their movements and make it difficult for their enemies to target them. But how do we know that the Jews believe that they will be attacked by all the nations of the world? Is this belief based on a solid foundation, or is it a baseless assumption? The answer is that this belief is based on a verse from the book of Ezekiel, which says, "I will gather all the nations to battle against her, and I will bring the mighty men of man, and they shall come against thee with clubs, axes, and darts, and firebrands, and chariots, and with battering rams and shields, and they shall lay siege against thee on all sides, and they shall set up their camp against thee, and shall go up against thee on all your walls, and shall throw down your high walls, your towers, and beat down your bars." This verse clearly indicates that the Jews will face a major attack from multiple sides, and the Gharqad tree will play a significant role in helping them survive this attack. So, are we witnessing the beginnings of the events described in the Hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? Are the Jews carrying out the order to plant this tree so that it can serve as a safe haven for them on the day they are surrounded by their enemies? The answer to these questions is not known for certain, but the possibility cannot be ruled out entirely. The Jews' actions in this regard should be seen as part of their general attitude towards the prophetic hadiths. The Jews are known to have taken some hadiths from the Prophet, peace be upon him, literally, such as the Hadith of the journey of the night of power, and the Hadith of the trees that bear fruit every Friday. There are many other examples of hadiths that the Jews accepted as true and incorporated into their own narratives. Therefore, it is not surprising that the Jews believe that the Gharqad tree will protect them in the face of their enemies on the day of the battle mentioned by the Prophet, peace be upon him. However, it should be noted that the planting of the Gharqad tree by the Jews does not necessarily mean that we are approaching the day of judgment or the battle described by the Prophet, peace be upon him. It could simply be that the Jews believe that this tree has a special status in their faith and they want to preserve it. In any case, the Gharqad tree has become a symbol of the conflict between the Jews and the Muslims. It is a tree that both sides view as their own, and each believes that it will stand by them on the day of the final battle. What do you think? Are we witnessing the beginnings of the events described in the Hadith? Please share your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. May peace be upon you.